Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
We all know that Orville and Wilbur's famous first flight took place right here in North Carolina more than 100 years ago. But today it's rising fifth graders who are tapping into the Wright brothers' inspiration. Elizabeth Wilder takes us to Washington, North Carolina, where students are learning what it takes to man the controls and take off.
Amelia Earhart said, "You haven't seen a tree until you've seen its shadow from the sky." Clearly, things look different as you soar above.
Trees seem so tiny.
On this day, the sight of nervous smiles and the sounds of airplane engines envelop Warren Field in Washington.
I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Students are flying these planes, even though most can barely peer above the windshields.
Taking off, they taking off.
You start telling somebody you want to, fly kids in the 5th grade, they think you're nuts.
It did take some courage to say yes, but it's the best decision that I've ever made for the school.
9 and 10-year-olds from John Small Elementary earn the right to fly by setting and meeting academic goals.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited.
They can be seen easier.
It all begins here in the classroom.
Had to change my math grade from an 89 to a 98.
My goal was to make a 93 in math and an 85 in reading.
I had to make on math. I had to get from an 86 to a 91.
Students must also research and build a replica aircraft and learn aviation history.
It relates to the social studies, from Wright brothers all the way up to the space shuttle and what we're doing today. It also relates in the fact of what happened around aviation, how historical events, it was a necessary thing in World War I, World War II, and the subsequent wars afterwards.
The nonprofit program called Wright Flight started more than 20 years ago in Arizona as a way to motivate children. The program is going on its 4th year here, thanks to dedicated volunteers like the Sachios.
Tom and Sandy, they really were courageous to come and start this program in Beaufort County. I mean, it was bare bones. They went to a lot of schools. A lot of people turned them down because of the nervousness of flying children and whatnot, and taking 9 weeks out of your academics, your instructional day to teach this program.
When the course is complete, students must pass a test with a score of 85 or above. Then and only then will they hit the runway. Not everyone makes the cut.
You can see them trying harder during those 9 weeks and the 9 weeks after. And they're always asking, what's my grade? What's my grade? What do I need to do to make this goal?
The plane ride's something that this kid probably wouldn't get a chance to do ever.
I have students that aren't able to travel and see the world outside of Beaufort County, and I do become very emotional and passionate because, I get to see them have an experience of a lifetime.
Is there anybody whose parent has never flown before that's going to fly with them? You're kidding.
Do we have anybody that's going single without an adult here?
With blue skies as the backdrop, Tripp and mom Jenny Bonner experienced something neither one has ever done before.
I thought it was awesome.
It was really fun.
It was a good experience. My first time ever flying on anything, and my toughest part was just, the initial taking off into the air.
And knowing that your son might be flying it?
Yeah, that I was in my 10-year-old's hands at that point.
Again and again, more than 200 students will fly over a course of a few days, with volunteer pilots patiently sharing their love for flying.
We've had every kind of reaction that you can imagine, from complete elation to kids that you taxi out to the end of the runway and they're so scared that they just don't want to go.
I was nervous. My hands were shaking. I couldn't even drive.
It's a big deal for students and their families who anxiously wait and snap pictures to savor the memories.
All right, model, here we go.
I can remember being this age and being absolutely fascinated with airplanes, and to me it was interesting that mere mortals flew.
And if that can happen, some may ask, what else can I do?
proud because I've never been on a plane before.
It has completely changed our school and our students from a motivation aspect.
It motivated him pretty good to the point that that's all he talked about the whole time is, I hope I get a chance to fly that. I hope I can pass that test. I hope I can do this and do that. So and he did it.
It was awesome to see all the rivers and awesome to see like how my school was so small and awesome to see all the roads in the hospital. It was actually kind of cool.
And what did you think about flying?
That it will never be better than anything else I will ever do.
The program cost about $100 per student for fuel and program literature. While Beaufort County is in one of the most economically challenged areas of the state, donations so far managed to keep the program up and flying.
Through this program, they learn to set goals if they've never done it before, that if they want something bad enough, that they'll go after it and they will achieve it, no matter what it is, Wright flight, whatever.
Like the Wright brothers, not everyone flies the first go round. Students who don't meet their goals can try again. The real lesson? To learn to keep trying and to never give up.
Good job, buddy.
Dare County is the only other school system in the state participating in the Wright Flight program. This segment's producer Elizabeth Wilder learned about the program by flying with her own daughter during the Wright Flight.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.